I'm here with Wendy Scardino. She's the Director of Marketing and Communications here at the Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium. Wendy, thanks so much for letting us come in because I love this place. There's so much to do, so much information, and I swear things are changing down here constantly. Including this new guy. Tell me, what do we got going on here?
Well, he came to say hi at the right time. This is our new North American river otter, and he has just been an absolute delight for staff and visitors.
Yeah. So I mean, a river. I mean, you have other otters here, but this guy, he's new. Where did he come from?
Yeah. So about a year ago, he was found around the Des Moines area, far from water. He was only about 2 months old and had been orphaned, and was taken in by a rehabber who kind of nursed him through health during those early months and had him for almost a full year. And at that point, they decided it was either time to release him or to find him a long-term situation. They determined that he had kind of imprinted on humans by that point, and he was not a good candidate for release. And so we opened our doors and had an opportunity to change our flooded forest, move some of the animals that were found here into other exhibits, and make room for him. And so he's about 16 months old now. He's kind of a teenager and very active and rambunctious, yes. And he'll be that way for the first number of years of his life. Okay. And has found just a wonderful place, and as you can tell, loves engaging with guests.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the video of, the little girl running back and forth. I just saw one of your coworkers yeah. with a bag just following him, back and forth, which is a lot of fun. I mean, getting that level of interaction with a live animal, it's not something you're going to get a lot of.
No, and he's really special since he's imprinted on humans. It's been very easy to target train him for different things, whether it's from moving from point A to point B to get him fed. Hopefully in the future there'll be more training and opportunity there. And then you might see a basketball in the background. We have lots of different things in the habitat with him to keep him stimulated and engaged and keep his brain challenged.
Yeah, I mean, he's hungry for attention. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so what are some other new things happening here at the River Museum?
Definitely. Well, we're really excited. As we mentioned, always something new here. And so we're just completing one exhibit. Right now, upstairs, we have our innovative Dubuque, which is a wonderful exhibit highlighting local innovation in our business community. Whether those businesses are still here in town or were here at one point, Dubuque has really had a lot of wonderful innovation over the last 200 years, and you're going to find that in that exhibit. And then we also have a brand new exhibit coming in December, which we are very excited about, a children's exhibit coming from the Magic House in St. Louis, and they brought us Once Upon a Time, which was a huge hit with our visitors. Sid the Science Kid, the super duper exhibit, will be here December 7th.
Yeah, that's great. I love that space upstairs is constantly turning over. Don't get me wrong, I love these animals. I love being able to come down them here and see them. But being able to have something new, just that one more, let's go ahead and let's check out that new exhibit. That's just great.
And we're always trying to have a balance of science, of the STEM field, as well as that museum and our conservation messages. And so it's really important to us that we keep things dynamic and changing. But our mission is to inspire stewardship by creating educational experiences where history and rivers come alive. And we can do that through featuring animals like North American river otters that were at one point extirpated in the state and have had a wonderful comeback story, to sharing a STEM exhibit for children in SID. And so.
Right. And all under one roof, or under multiple roofs. I mean, because we've got such a big campus. I mean, the new area that was, finished developing a few years ago, but now you guys you're looking to change it up even more and really overhaul a large portion of your museum.
Yes, in 1982 is when the Woodward Riverboat Museum opened originally, and it's had a few iterations since then, and that is the long one-story building on our campus. And this spring, at the end of March, we will be opening the first part of our new 9,000 square foot exhibit, River of Innovation. And that first piece will be a 19th century belt-driven machine shop. taken from Bellevue, completely cleaned and reconstructed here in working order.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. I mean, those old steam-powered machines are incredible, and what people were able to do with them, back in the day is really incredible. To really think about what it took to power machines and make everything work, 100 so years ago. Being able to see that come to life, that's going to be huge.
Exactly, and it'll lead in beautifully when the rest of that space opens to be able to talk about innovation along the river. The belt-driven machine was once making motors for boats, engines for boats, racing boats on the Mississippi, and so after that piece opens in March, the next step will be to open the segments that'll be innovation currents, which will have interactive exhibits where you see innovation along the river, and then a makerspace for guests to discover their own inner maker and their own creativity.
That's great. I mean, you guys, you're not standing still, and that's the river's constantly changing, and the museum has to reflect that as well. So being able to bring in new animals, traveling exhibits, and overhauling a large portion of your current museum, that's great.
It's definitely important to us to keep moving forward, and while there are a lot of pieces that folks and members and visitors have come to love over the years, it's always important not to lose sight of continuing to move forward and evolve.
Conservation is a huge part of the National River Museum. Tell me, what kind of efforts that are happening right now?
Sure. Well, the Wyoming toad effort has been going on for a number of years, as is our mussel propagation with endangered mussels down at our docks. But one of the newest things that we have been doing recently has been in conjunction with a huge effort going on in Florida right now. It's called Saving America's Barrier Reef, and right now there is an unprecedented disease outbreak taking place in the Florida Reef Tract, all the way from Miami to the Keys, and it continues to spread into the Caribbean. Right now we don't know what is causing that, but Florida for the first time ever reached outside of its borders to ask for assistance with saving the corals. And so we have actually taken on 33 corals, and we were the first institution outside of Florida to do so. We were able to meet the call. Wow. They are currently being housed back of house, and we are fostering these corals for a number of years in the hopes that once we figure out what is causing this disease outbreak, we will be able to put these back into our oceans.
That's incredible. So right now in this building, there is Florida corals being kept alive, and hopefully to help save the coral reef down in Florida right now.
Definitely. And so you may not think of Iowa as a coral place,
right,
maybe millions of years ago.
Right.
But we are definitely working here to save corals along with some very large institutions associated with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
Wendy, all of this has been wonderful and educational, and I really appreciate everything that you guys do, and so do my kids. So thank you so much for having us in.
Thank you for coming.